Hey everyone, welcome to my video log. This is Conrad from ConradsConcerns.com. You probably know me as Most Radical Man Ever from my movie reviews and life lessons. I don't know if you guys like those too much, but I kind of thought it was cool. Everything seems to be like a commentary on life or the Bible or something, and I like to find those things in the movies that, stick out and, maybe we can take with us the rest of our lives. Anyway, this is not about that. I have a few questions for preachers, and this is not coming from hate or animosity or anything, but I've been thinking about why are people leaving churches in the droves? And they're basically going to small cell groups, I've kind of noticed. And I was thinking about, what's going on? And apparently the power of God is not in the church on a big scale, And I got a few questions for you. And at the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and just give some scripture references that I base these questions on. So be sure and look at the credits before you respond. You can respond down here in the comments section, but be sure and refer to the references that I put in there. Now, question number one. This is innocuous, it's kind of harmless, but why do you stand when you teach? Okay? Jesus sat when he taught. I think the only time I remember him standing is when he read the scroll in Isaiah, and then he sat down. I think probably on the Sermon on the Plain they said he was standing, but he sat on the Sermon on the Mount, and he sat in the boat. I sat with you daily. His custom was to sit. And I don't think that's like a huge deal, but I've noticed that no one seems to sit when they teach. And I'm just curious why we're standing. Also, what is this tie stuff? What's this business with the tie, man? First off, ties are of the devil. They're not in the Bible. And if your will be done on earth as it is in heaven, there ain't ties in heaven, man. It chokes you. It restricts the blood flow, It restricts the blood going from your heart to your mind. And it looks like a second tongue. And, I can think of lots of scriptures where Jesus made fun of the Pharisees wearing the long robes. And James talks about, don't pay attention to someone that's well-dressed. There's plenty of scriptures on not dressing up. I can kind of understand that dressing up, it may be natural for you, but it seems like in a little bit of the reading that I've done is that when the preachers started wearing the ties and the suits, they're basically seeking the approval of the business class. In other words, to me it seems like they're seeking the approval of man, not God. You can't see your tie. I mean, are you wearing the tie for God, or are you wearing it for the approval of man? Now, keep in mind, speaking the truth in love, I'm asking questions in love, This ain't hate, man. It's just something I've noticed, okay? Now, this seems to be serious. Question number 3. Why is worship more like going to a concert? What is up with that? I mean, the 5 I wills of Satan, he's talking about exalting himself above the congregation. Well, he wants to receive worship. And when I go to churches today, we see that they actually face the congregation. They're above the congregation, and they receive applause. Okay? It's like a rock concert. And keep in mind, in Amos 9:11, God's talking about reinstituting the Davidic tabernacle. That's talked a little bit about in Acts. And Amos 9:11, 9:11, what do you think of? And Amos starts with A.M. Wake up, America, it's time to get the Davidic tabernacle rolling. I don't know. But I kind of think the way we're doing worship is wrong. And it really upsets me when somebody says, oh, I like the worship over at that church. Duh. Worship's not for you, home person. Worship's for God. And it's being done incorrectly. The Davidic tabernacle, they worshipped around the Davidic tabernacle. Revelation 4, they worship around the throne. Why is worship set up the way it is? Number 4, tithes and offerings. Why are we pummeled weekly, daily, every hour over an Old Testament doctrine? Jesus' blood was shed for the new covenant. He's the end of the law. Post-cross teachings teach nothing of tithing. A cheerful giver, lay up as much as you have in store. You know, now I do admit the spiritual principles are still there, but to be honest, when you pummel us week after week, day after day, hour after hour on tithes and offerings, do you know where we think your heart is? Maybe you're doing this for the money. I don't know. You know, if the power of God's in your church, you're not going to have to ask for tithes and offerings. I don't think Jesus did. Anyway, truth and love. Truth and love. Okay, I just want to know why. And, you know, I love you, man. Don't think I'm throwing rocks at you. We're just having a discussion here. I'm asking a question. Number 5, why are you watching YouTube videos? Preachers aren't supposed to be in the world, right? I know, that was kind of a low blow. But anyway, I'm going to give some scriptural references at the bottom. Before you respond, please take the time to read the references so you know where I'm coming from on this. You can comment down below. Or you can go to conradsconcerns.com and comment over there. Anyway, I'm going to recap the questions. Why do you stand when you teach? Not a big deal. I like to walk and talk too. You know, I understand. But if we're supposed to follow Jesus' example, he sat when he taught. Okay? What's the big deal with the ties and the 3-piece suits? Okay? Why is worship like going to a rock concert? Okay? And why do you constantly pound tithes and offerings week after week, day after day, hour after hour? Okay, say the truth in love. This question's in love. Okay, and that's it. Anyway, most radical man ever, or I'm Conrad from Conrad's Concerns. Leave me comments down here or go to my blog. Till we meet again, dig deeper, go higher.